Welcome to another episode of Gateway to Your Gifts with Coach Keith Shaw, the talk show focused on unlocking your true potential. This is your opportunity to explore various career pathways, entrepreneurial endeavors, and personal growth strategies. Each episode, Coach Keith shines a spotlight on accomplished individuals who generously share their career insights and personal journeys. Together, we'll find professional, technical, and entrepreneurial avenues, empowering you to seize control of your destiny. Brace yourself for another exhilarating segment of Gateway to Your Gifts with Coach Keith Shaw.
Hello, and welcome to Gateway to Your Gifts, the show where we highlight the careers of individuals in our community, the show where we spotlight entrepreneurs, and a show where we provide hope for the community. And man, let me tell you, we got a fantastic show today. We have as a guest Saaghe Fogwe. Saaghe is a nurse practitioner, and she is here to share a little bit about that occupation. And man, Saaghe is doing some great things, and I am so happy to share Saaghe with you. So we're going to have more information on this in just a few minutes, right after these quick messages.
Vegetables, pasta, salads, and seafood dishes. Whether you're a beginner cook trying to find the perfect balance of flavors or a seasoned pro always on the go, Grammy's Spice has you covered. With our house blend, garlic herb, and hot and spicy blends, you have the ideal solution for any level of cooking expertise. It's all in here. Grammy's Spice blends contain everything you need for exceptional taste. Just sprinkle, sizzle, and enjoy. So elevate your cooking game with Grammy's Spice. Order online now and experience the difference it makes in your kitchen. Enhancing flavor and simplifying cooking, it's all in here.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Gateway to Your Gifts. Man, I'm so excited about today's show. We have a great guest on the show today. Help me welcome Saaghe Fogwe. Hey, Saaghe, how you doing?
I'm great. Thank you, Keith, for having me on the show. It's amazing to be here.
Yeah, it's an honor and a pleasure to have you. And I'm really looking forward to hearing more about your occupation. But before we get into your occupation, tell us just a little bit about you.
I'm Saaghe Fogwe, like you already introduced me. I'm originally from Cameroon, West Africa. Most people don't know where Cameroon is. You know, Nigeria. We're next door to Nigeria. We're cousins. We share a border with Nigeria. So was born there. Went to England. My parents studied in England for a little bit. So lived in England as a little kid for like 5 years. Then went back to Cameroon and then came to the US at age 20. So I've been here for a little bit. So this is more home than anything. Started out in Minnesota, of all places, from Africa to Minnesota, lived there for 9 years. So cultural shock with the weather. Then came to Texas. So I've been in Texas since 2005. And I'm from a Christian background. My dad's a pastor. My mom's a retired teacher. Have 4 siblings, married now with 3 kids. So that's me in a nutshell.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. I've had my genealogy done, and I am 25% Nigerian. So
okay,
we are neighbors. How
yes. Okay, so we're cousins.
Yeah. Cool.
That's awesome. I like it.
Well, thanks for sharing that. I do want to get into your occupation of a nurse practitioner. Once again, the objective of our show is to provide people with education and information and exposure about the various careers that people might be able to pursue. Because when I grew up, I didn't know much else than the things that were around me, which were primarily service type occupations. And now that I'm older, there's so many different occupations out there that I just want to help people understand that there's a lot of opportunities. So let's talk a little bit about your occupation. So tell us a little bit as an overview about a nurse practitioner.
Okay, so a nurse practitioner is basically an advanced practice RN, so a registered nurse who has done a master's level education. So in my case, I came from the background. I actually came from a business background. My first degree was business and marketing, and then I went back to school for nursing. So you could do two. There are two ways of doing it. There are people who do an associate degree in nursing, and become a registered nurse, associate level, and then we have people who go ahead and do the bachelor's degree in nursing, which is what I did as a second degree option. And once you have a bachelor's, it gives you an easy step to getting a master's degree. So once you do the master's degree is 2 years. Some people take 3 years, depending on if you're going the short route, the fast route, or the slow route. And then you get that master's, and that gives you study enough to get the nurse practitioner certification. And in that certification, there are different specialties. I'm a family nurse practitioner. You have people who are acute care nurse practitioners. You have geriatric nurse practitioners. You have pediatric nurse practitioners. You have psychiatric nurse practitioners. So depending on what specialty that you want, you are able to actually zoom into one specialty and focus on that. And what you do is you're able to prescribe like a doctor. You're able to diagnose patients with certain conditions, illnesses, diseases. You can do that and actually take care of them, and you can run a clinic. There's some states where you have authority as a nurse practitioner to practice without a supervising physician. And then there's some states that you need a supervising physician over you for you to practice. And so that's basically a nurse practitioner in a nutshell.
Okay, well, that's amazing. So tell me, what caused you to pursue being a nurse practitioner?
Yeah, so when I became a nurse, like I said, it was a second career for me. I actually was a staff accountant for 10 years, and I realized real quick that I was more of a people person. I like to work with people rather than just sitting behind a computer and balancing people's checkbooks or their accounts, or wiring from one investment to another. I quickly realized I needed to work with people. So I went back for the nursing career. But at that point, I also realized that I didn't want to just be, a bedside. I mean, I'm still a bedside nurse in a way. You always be a nurse, even when you're a nurse practitioner. But I wanted to do more. I wanted to advance a little bit more in my career, not just be a registered nurse. I can still do what a registered nurse does. So if I go back to the hospital, I can still work as a registered nurse because I have that certification. But I wanted more. I wanted more exposure to management, more exposure to to have some autonomy in terms of my scheduling. The settings that you work in also matter, to have that flexibility, of being able to to go in when you want, kind of have some control over your time. It doesn't always work out that way. But that was the goal when I initially made that decision. It really depends on the setting that you find yourself in. So for the most part, that was the reason.
Okay. Oh, that's amazing. I do have a question. So typically, when we're going to when we're working towards our goals, one of the things that happens is we have challenges and setbacks. Did you experience any challenges and setbacks on your way to reaching your goal to become a nurse practitioner?
Yes, of course. Any journey that does not have obstacles, then there's something wrong with that journey. You have to have a little bit of challenge, right? A little bit of adversity to make sure that the prize is sweeter for you, right? So the obstacles that I had on the journey were with preceptorship. Sometimes you have issues with when you're trying to find someone to precept you. um, it's become more and more a challenge for for students who are going in to get their nurse practitioner, because um, at first finding one is an issue, and then secondly there's some who will charge you an arm and a leg for you to pay for preceptorship. It's not just a service like you would think that you want to give back to the community. Like, okay, someone precepted me, I want to give back to the community and precept others. So now it's become a challenge, the cost of preceptorship. But I had that challenge, but then at some point, I found preceptors who were willing to take me on, teach me, show me the ropes. That way, when I'm going into the career, I'm more comfortable and I've practiced a little bit more in the clinical setting. So that was one of the challenges. The other was working as well as going to school, because of course I was a full grown woman, married, kids, you still have to juggle between all those things. You still have to be a good wife, you still have to be a good mom, you have to be a good friend because your friends still want to hang out and have girls night or whatever, and at the same time working. So I was working nights and doing clinicals during the day. I did the ER at the time I was in school. So that was a challenge, trying to keep that balance, the work-life balance. It was tough. So those were the challenges that I would say that I faced.
Yeah, man, I want to commend you for that, because, working and going to school and, being a spouse, it takes hard work. I've done that myself, and I know it's a challenge. So I commend you for having the commitment to do that, and it paid off. Look at you now. So that's amazing. So for your profession, are there requirements for you to stay up to date as far as education and the latest technology associated with being a nurse practitioner?
Yes, you do have to stay up to speed. As a matter of fact, I'm coming up on 5 years, and today I was actually off work today, working on my continuous education credits, because you have to have so many credits that show that you're staying relevant. You're not just becoming a robot in your field, just doing the same thing over and over again. You have to stay relevant, because there are certain things that you learn, the theory part of it, you learn when you're in school, but then you have to make sure that the updates, you stay on top of that. You're studying, you're reading, you're watching videos, you're seeing what has changed in your field, especially with pharmacology. When it comes to the medication, you want to make sure that you're staying up to date. If there might be a medication that worked 3 years ago, but then now in 2023 something has changed about the treatment plan for that particular whatever illness that is. So if you don't know that, you're still going to be prescribing the old way from 3 years ago to your patients, without staying relevant. And also most settings make sure that they update their protocols. So you have to stay on top of that, because if you're not following the protocol, like the setting I'm in right now, I'm in men's health. If you're not staying on top of the protocols and you're not covering yourself, you can easily lose your license by using the wrong protocol. So yes, you do have to stay relevant on the education.
So let me ask you a question about, you mentioned that you're in the men's health field. If you could give one tip for men as far as their health, what tip would you give today?
Go to the doctor first. Please go to the doctor, men. I have one at home that I'm married to, that you literally have to drag him across the floor to go to the doctor. So first of all, go to the doctor so that you can stay. I mean, you need to just go get that clean bill of health, first of all, to make sure that nothing is wrong, your labs are good, and everything. Because the clinic that I work for now, or the practice is testosterone replacement. It's hormone replacement, and most men don't even get to the point of knowing that they have low testosterone, because they haven't even gone to the doctor to even check their regular labs, first of all, let alone check their levels of testosterone. So by the time they get to me, they must have gone to a primary care doctor and checked everything else, and then found out that, okay, there's something else wrong. Then they come to me. So that's the first thing. Go to the doctor. Go get checked. Get your labs done. Do your annual physical.
Yes, go to the doctor. Okay, fellas, if you're listening, you heard it here. You need to go to the doctor. If you haven't been to the doctor in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, it's time to go. We need to go annually. If you're not doing that, you need to get into the habit of doing that. Thanks for that advice. Appreciate that. I do want to ask you another question about mentorship. Have you had any mentors that have had a positive impact on your life and helped you, in your journey?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be the woman I am today without mentors. I've had mentors who shaped me to be who I am, to have great work ethic, because work ethic is very important to me. Being when you make a commitment that you're going to do a job, you stick with it, you get the job done and do it well. And if you make a mistake, you own up to your mistake, and make sure that it doesn't happen again. Because I'm one of those, if you pull me into the principal's office, I don't want to be there again the second time. I want to fix that problem. So those mentors that I have, they really shaped me to be well-grounded, well-rounded, and to always think about giving back. Giving back is very important to me. So I'm one of those who's always trying to educate others, educate the nurses I work with, the medical assistants I work with, CNAs, anybody who works in the interdisciplinary team with me. I want to educate. Let's say you do something wrong, I don't want to just shun you for what you did, or talk about you behind your back. I want to educate you so that you do it the right way. And that's what I learned from my great mentors.
Okay, that's awesome. I appreciate you sharing that. We are cut from the same cloth. Mentors had a significant impact on my life and helping me to do the things that I do and accomplish the things that I've accomplished. And I too, like you, want to give back to the community and share the knowledge that I've attained with others, so that we can help shorten their learning curve and help others be successful. So I commend you for that. I do want to ask you a little bit about, you mentioned that you were in the accounting field. So that means you probably built up some kind of business knowledge and skills.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you have an entrepreneurial mindset. So tell us a little bit about your entrepreneurial mindset.
Well, so I guess business was always in me somehow, because like I said, my first degree was business and marketing. So in a way, deep down, business had to be there. The thought about entrepreneurship for me is that we don't want to always work for somebody. You don't want to clock in and clock out for 40 years, the 40-40 plan, right? Work for 40 hours for 40 years to try to retire on 40% of what you couldn't even make it with when it was 100%. So we want to get out of that rat race. I'm not saying work is bad. I'm not here. I still clock in and clock out. I still work for somebody, right? But at the same time, on the side, you still want to make sure that you have something that's to your name. You want to have something that you're building a legacy, because if your name is not on the door outside, it's not yours. Even if it's your dad's name, it's still not yours, because your dad could kick you out.
Right?
I'm just saying, the only dad's name that's out there is God. If it's God's name, then it's yours, but you still have to work. Even for him up there, we still have to put in the work. So what am I saying? I'm saying that we need multiple streams of income. Yes, clock in and clock out, the one that comes every 2 weeks, good and fine, it's steady, but still have those multiple streams of income out there, something that you're doing on the side that's yours, because that will sustain you. That will be something you're teaching for those who have kids. We're not, I know the audience is a mix, some have kids, some don't. You have people who look up to you, but leaving a legacy so that when you exit this world, there's something in your name that people can say, oh yes, Mr. Shaw did this, Mr. Shaw left this, Mr. Shaw did this in the community. He left this legacy for people to continue on, whatever it is. So that's my thought process about entrepreneurship.
Okay, that's amazing. I believe in entrepreneurship. I see that the money we bring in, I think our community spends it right back out, and we need more entrepreneurs who are able to service our community so that we can recirculate our dollars amongst ourselves, start our own businesses, hire people in our community so that that money can circulate and move around and make a positive difference in our community as well as out in the world as well. So entrepreneurship is definitely underrated. You know, people don't talk about it enough. And I'm going to do everything I can to help people understand that entrepreneurship is part of how we continue to, number one, build a legacy for ourselves, but also help to improve the condition in the world within which we all live. And before we, man, time is flying. We're going to close to the end. But when we come back, I want to hear just a little bit about, you know, what one tip you would give our viewers. And I'm going to ask you to do that for us right after this brief commercial break.
Okay, thank you.
Calling all managers, supervisors, executives, and entrepreneurs. Gain valuable insights into your leadership capabilities with the Transformative Disc Behavior Style Assessment. This powerful behavioral tool offers a comprehensive understanding of your management style strengths and areas for growth. By unlocking this knowledge, you'll enhance your ability to build stronger relationships, becoming an even more effective leader and communicator. Seize the opportunity to improve your personal and professional life significantly. Take the first step towards self-improvement and success by scheduling your DISC Behavior Style Assessment today. Visit our website to embark on a journey of self-discovery and leadership excellence.
All right, we're back with Saaghe Fogwe, and we're having a fantastic conversation about her wonderful career of a nurse practitioner. We're having a little discussion about entrepreneurship. And now Saaghe's going to tell us a little bit. She's going to provide just one tip for the audience. And Saaghe, what would you like to share with the audience?
Yeah, before I share a tip, one thing that we definitely have to start with before we even talk about entrepreneurship is our mindset. What mindset do you have? What mindset are you building? Is your mindset the one of defeat? Is it the one of being a victim? Is it the one of playing the race card? Is it the mindset of giving up the minute something goes wrong? Mindset is very important. If you want to be an entrepreneur, you need to have a tough mind, mental toughness. If you don't have it in you, there are books out there, there are videos out there on mental toughness. There are a lot of mentors who talk about that. If that mind is not strong, you can't be cut out to be a business person, an entrepreneur. Because the reason I say that is because there will be adversities. Right now, I'm in an adversity. I'm having this interview with Keith. My house got caught on fire on October 5th. But I'm sitting here. I could have curled up in my bed and told Keith no to do this interview, but I'm doing it because I know what it means to our community. I know what it means for us to share this word. It's going to change somebody's life. And that's why we have to have that strong, ethical, mental toughness. You have to have it, because without that, nothing else will work. In my case, I believe in talking to people about building wealth. I came from the accounting background, so of course I was, I worked with wealthy people who put in their investments, and I was just the little peon who was counting their money for them, right? Sat there, the little nerd with my glasses behind a computer. I know Keith didn't know how funny I am. He's gonna do it. He didn't know we're gonna have a little comedy on this show, right? But we have to. We cannot be serious. We have to cut up and laugh and still get work done. But I believe in building wealth. I believe in people protecting their lives. I believe in people protecting their time. Having freedom, gaining that freedom of time, location, money, and just having time with your families. How many soccer games did I miss because I was doing month-end close when I was a staff accountant? How many choir rehearsals did I miss? A lot. I missed a lot of those, but I refuse to do that right now. So my little one, the 9-year-old, the third one, he demands his time. He doesn't play. He's not like the other two who gave up their time to their mommy to work and do all that. But if you build that wealth, you protect yourselves enough, you actually get yourself together, have a plan in place. If you have all of that in place, you can earn your time. Earn that time, you take that time back. Have that time, have the money, have that protection for your family. And again, I go back to legacy. I believe in legacy, leaving a legacy and leaving something in your name. I know that was more than one tip, but they're all connected. Everything that I said are connected. If you go back and watch this segment, it's all connected, but it starts from the mind.
Yes, amazing advice. I agree 100%. Mindset is something that can change everything. And one of the things we talk about on this show is how personal development can change you. You know, the title is The Gateway to Your Gifts. I believe personal development is the gateway to your gifts. Mindset is one of the first things that I teach people when we start working on personal development, because if you have the right mindset, that'll help you accomplish pretty much anything. So Saaghe, you and I are, we're right there.
Yep. I've met your daughter, and when she started talking about you, I connected even without talking to you on the phone. There's some people that you meet on your path for a reason. They just give you validation for who you are or what you're about. Because it just happened that we our paths crossed just for a little bit. I just crossed paths with her for a reason. It was to meet you. It was to meet you, to validate what I'm thinking about or what I want to do in the community, because we're right there thinking the same thing. And I really appreciate you having me on here to just add a little spice to what you're already doing. And you're doing amazing work out here. You are.
Thank you so much. And I also want to give you an opportunity to shout out your podcast.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Yeah. So the podcast is the Saaghe Fogwe podcast. It's just my first and last name, as you see on the screen. So if you go on YouTube, you can pull up the Saaghe Fogwe podcast. And what it germinated from me on the side, I'm a licensed financial professional, apart from being a nurse practitioner. So I help people with wealth creation and all that. So I started doing little financial videos and, and things like that. I have a few of those out there. I have a website, this starheritageld.com, and if you go on there, you'll see a little bit of the financial stuff that I do. So when I started doing those videos, it came to a point, my producer said, you need to start documenting your life. Start documenting what you do, because there's some things that we do and they just disappear and you don't keep track of it. So one of the ways is bringing people on and just talking to them, and it's all about community. So the podcast is really about, and my little one is the music that we play at the beginning. My little one's voice is on there talking about uplifting people, empowering, but it's all about empowerment, kind of in line with Keith, right? We're empowering people to move up in, to the next level. So it's all about community, showcasing what people do in the community, so that you're not in the closet. If you're doing something good, let's put it in the limelight so other people can find out about it and connect with you. It's not about me. Yes, it has my name, but it's about the community. So thank you for for highlighting that, and hopefully we'll have you on the show soon.
Saaghe, I am so happy that you decided to stop by and see us today. I think the message that you have provided to the audience is a blessing. I think you are a blessing, and I want to encourage you to keep doing what you're doing. You're making a positive difference in the world.
In the words of my dad, please be good and do the good.
That is amazing. Saaghe Fogwe, thank you so much. And we definitely are going to continue this on your show and in other places as well. All right. Yes. Thank you, Saaghe Fogwe.
Thanks for watching another episode of Gateway to Your Gifts with Coach Keith Shaw, the talk show focused on unlocking your true potential. Join us every week as we explore various career pathways, entrepreneurial endeavors, and personal growth strategies. It's our goal to shine a spotlight on accomplished individuals who generously share their career insights and personal journeys. Together, we'll find professional, technical, and entrepreneurial avenues, empowering you to seize control of your destiny. So until next time, make this week the best week of your life from your friends at Gateway to Your Gifts with Coach Keith Shaw.